Hey, it's Alex from Ninja Teacher, and today I'm going to be doing a moto vlog. So this is the first time I've done this, so in the video I'm going to talk to you about why I decided to do this kind of video, as well as a little bit of an update of what has been going on in Vietnam this year. So over here I've got my bike and ready to do a little drive around Ho Chi Minh City and take you with me, chat as we go along. So let's do it. Okay, so let's get started with this moto vlog. So why did I decide to start doing a little moto vlog? I'm not sure if it will be a regular thing, but I thought it would be something fun to do for a few reasons. One, recently I went to Mui Ne. You might have seen the video that I made. And I didn't actually have a GoPro anymore because my GoPro broke. So it was something that I missed having on that trip because I missed the footage from driving along the open roads in Vietnam, which is just an awesome thing to do, and having that footage. So I went and picked up a new GoPro, and then I also saw a friend of mine created a channel. I think it's Saigon Rides Again, and it's just these motor vlogs with driving around the city in Saigon and lo-fi music, and it's quite cool. I'll link to his channel below if you want to check it out. And yeah, so I also thought that it would be a nice format maybe just to share a bit more about what's going on in Vietnam, what I'm up to, what we're up to with Ninja Teacher, and just have a chat. So yeah, I'm heading into District 1 now, and one of the things with the content that we made over the years is there have been several different formats and topics, but sometimes I just feel like I don't quite know what I want to create. And also, a lot of people have really stepped up their content production on YouTube. And while that's really cool in some ways, you see shows almost on YouTube that are as good as TV shows, almost, or even better at times. And I think that's really cool. And at the same time, that puts a bit of pressure on content creators, I guess, to make better and better content. Now, the nice thing with Ninja Teacher is views don't really matter too much to us because we have a business behind the channel. So for those of you that don't know, we help people start teaching English in Vietnam. We do TEFL certification and training, and we run programs to help people start teaching English in Vietnam, help them move here. And because of that, yes, obviously reaching more people through videos is a good thing for us, but we don't need to get tens of thousands of views on videos because we're not running off ad revenue and things like that. That's not our primary way of making revenue, which means that it's quite nice. We don't have to chase views like a lot of people need to. At the same time, I do want to make more content that's look at that dog on the back of that motorbike there. I do want to create content that reaches a lot of people because, first of all, our mission at Ninja Teacher is to inspire and help people start teaching English abroad so that they can travel, earn, and make a difference. And to reach people and to get the message out and to make people potentially interested in living and teaching abroad, it is something that I want to make sure that I'm reaching people, And because of that, there is the algorithm. YouTube does favor content that gets more clicks and more views. But also, we're not an entertainment channel. It's primarily education or just showing you what life is like in Vietnam, right? We're not trying to entertain. Of course, you want something you watch to be enjoyable too, right? But primarily it's to show you what life is like here and, see if it's something that you'd be interested in doing. And sometimes there is pressure to create really great, exciting content to kind of get people interested and watch the videos. But at the same time, I think I've also remembered that people just want to get the lowdown of what Vietnam is like in a lot of ways. So I just thought that this might be a nice change of pace and formats where you can just see Vietnam, you know, see random things all around me as I'm driving, and then hear a few insights here and there about what Vietnam is like and what's been going on and all of that stuff. So anyway, let me know what you think of this style of content. Might just try it once or twice. I might add little bits of this into other videos. We'll see. But let me know if it's something that you think is cool. So we're driving through District 1 now. It's definitely more difficult to drive and talk at the same time. I thought I'd be okay with multitasking, but you have to pay attention to the roads in Vietnam, as you can probably tell. Although mostly it's automatic for me at this point. So driving through District 1, it's a Saturday afternoon. I probably didn't choose the best routes. Let me go along the canal here, because that will allow you to see that part of the city, which is quite nice. So yeah, let me chat a little bit about what's been going on in Vietnam this year. I can't believe it's already November, heading into the end of the year. So for us at Ninja Teacher, we've run 9 programs. By the end of the year, it will be 9. Our last one is coming up in November, and these programs, as I mentioned, we help people start teaching English in Vietnam. So it's the TEFL training. We do the 4-week in-person training course with teaching practicum, and that allows us to pretty much help over 100 people per year move to Vietnam, get jobs. And so yeah, by the end of the year it'll be around 100 people, and we've had, I think, 9 programs this year, as well as running our online TEFL course, which quite a lot of people sign up for that as well, and then come out and find jobs and stuff on their own. So now we're along the canal here. Yeah, so things have been busy, and this is our first year since the borders reopened, first full year. So 2022, the borders opened in like April 2022. So then we started running programs again in June. So we only had half a year last year. And then this is the first full year that we've been running programs. And yeah, that's felt really good. The last half of the year, programs were pretty much full, either full or close to full. And we're expecting them to be full through next year. So we've already filled up February, which is the first course of 2024, and May, at the time of this filming, is over half full. Probably going to fill up very soon. And then yeah, so if you're thinking of teaching English next year and want to join a program, it's definitely worth checking out the upcoming dates. Anyway, I didn't want this to be a sales pitch or anything like that, just giving you a little update there, but it's just that you know, it's nice to have had a full year of running programs again and just seeing Vietnam fully back to normal, because obviously even before the borders opened, Vietnam was getting back on track, but I mean, it's only really felt like this year, 2023, that things have been back to normal. Yeah, Vietnam is a very resilient country, so for sure it bounced back really fast. Everyone is very resilient, hardworking, entrepreneurial. So I didn't have any doubts about it, but yeah, now it just feels like everyday life again, which is great. So for me this year, I've spent a lot of time here in Ho Chi Minh City, obviously, running our programs. Traveled up to Da Nang a few times. Da Nang, working on my Vietnamese accent there. And I've also taken a trip to Mui Ne, as I mentioned earlier. That was really cool. And I just got back recently from a trip to Ninh Binh, which should be up on the channel now as of filming this. Or by the time this is out, at least. And I think that's a really cool video. Ninh Binh is one of the most beautiful places in Vietnam. It's definitely worth going to check out. And And I spent a bit longer there than the first time I went, which was, I think the first year I was in Vietnam, 2015, which is wild to think about it. It's been over 8 years now that I've been in Vietnam. I mean, it honestly really flies the time, and at the same time it's felt like forever. It's interesting when we speak to our teachers too, because they have similar thoughts about time, like how quickly it goes and how long they end up staying is quite interesting. You know, some people just stay for a year, some people stay for longer, some people only expect to come out for a short time and then stay a lot longer. So it really depends on what you want, but also I think people don't really know what to expect when they come out to live in Vietnam. They don't know what their lives are going to be like, and obviously they don't know if they're going to like it and want to stay for the long term. And realistically, most people aren't going to stay forever. You know, there's a much smaller portion of people, smaller percentage that actually stay very long term. Mostly, I would say between a year and 2 is probably the most common. And then there's definitely a fairly big percentage that stays longer than that, a few years. And then again, a smaller percentage that stays even longer than that. And that's totally fine. It just depends on what you want from your life. You know, what you're here for as well. Maybe it's just for a year. Just want to try something new. Okay, I think I'm going to turn into District 1 or District 3, I'm not sure where we are exactly right now. I'm gonna go meet up with Taylor, who's our editor and Ninja Teacher alum. That's not California Fitness, that's Fit24. It's one of the big chains of gyms here in Vietnam. I went to that for a while. It's not a bad gym. Reasonable prices, and yeah, there's a few locations throughout the city. There's actually a lot of good seafood restaurants along this strip here. I'll see if I can point a few out. Might have passed most of them. Seafood or barbecue or combination. I wonder what this guy's filming. There's a pagoda there. I wonder how many people you've seen fit on a bike here in Vietnam. That's family of 3. That's pretty standard. Sometimes you'll see like 5 plus. It's probably a lot louder if I have my visor open like this. I need some breeze. I've also been working on my Vietnamese again this year, which is good. It's something that I've studied on and off over the years, and I definitely haven't got to a level that I wanted to after all this time. But it's also one of those things that just doesn't happen unless you put the time and effort in. And while it's definitely something that I want to be able to do, speak Vietnamese well, my priority's been running Ninja Teacher and also just having a balanced enough life, looking after myself and having a social life. And it's been a lot of work over the years running the company. We have a team of about 10 people in total now. About half of those are full-time, but yeah, it's a lot of work to help people move to Vietnam. Anyway, that is an excuse, obviously, but I think the trick is having lessons that keeps you consistent. So my Vietnamese is starting to improve again, and obviously using as much as possible, and then learning as much vocabulary. Tones are important, pronunciation, all the vowel sounds. Just got to keep working at that. Okay, now we're heading back into District 1. Without looking at my GPS, I don't know exactly where I am, but I know more or less. It's actually busier than I thought right now. I thought Saturdays are usually kind of chilled in the mornings, but I guess afternoons it starts to get a bit busier. this is a really long street. It runs all the way through District 1 into Bintan district. That's where I live and where Ninja Teach is. I'm wearing a full head helmet right now, and you can see that hardly anyone else does, just because it's so hot wearing a full head helmet. So sometimes I wear my half head, like that one over there. Quite a lot of motorbike taxis. So that's an app for hailing motorbike taxis, similar to Grab, if you've heard of that. Grab are the green ones, and B is newer. They're like, I think, the biggest competitor along with Gojek. Okay, so Hai Bai Trung is coming up soon. So I think that it's going to be down one of these alleys. In Vietnam, you see all sorts of different things strapped to motorbikes. I've once seen a motorbike on a motorbike. Just imagine that. Lots of raincoats being sold there. It's still technically rainy season, although it's started to rain a little bit less. Can't wait for the end of rainy season. I mean, it's, almost half the year. Saigon has like 2 seasons. Hot and hotter. No, it's rainy and dry season. Rainy season is all through the summer, basically. Through the end of the year, pretty much. May or June, May, until November. Okay, here's Hai Bai Trung. So it's down one of these little alleys here. It might be, oh yeah, this one. I see Viet there. This is what I love about Vietnam, is all these tiny little alleys. Cybercore gaming. The lab. That looks cool. Cafe Bistro. Ah, there's Viet. There's some really cool alleys. Yeah, really cool cafes in this alley. Chao Ju. Okay, that's it for this video. Little motor vlog. Let me know what you thought of it, and I'll be making more videos about life and teaching English in Vietnam very soon, so stay tuned. Peace. Hey, grabbing a coffee now.